I'm gonna be pulling Freya in here. We worked a little bit on leading with Freya last week. All the other Mustangs here I can get a halter on without the chute now. She's the only one that still needs work there. So I'm gonna pull her in the chute today. I'm gonna get the halter on her. I'm gonna work on her getting a little comfortable with me inside the chute first, and then we're gonna work on leading outside the chute. She really freaked out last time. She was bucking and running, and it took her a long time to settle down. So once I get her in the chute, I'm gonna give her a minute to relax. I'm gonna get my flag. And I'm gonna just set it in the pen, so once she settles, I can start working on reaching out and touching her with the flag just to get her hopefully comfortable with some human contact. And hopefully she'll realize that we're not here to try to kill her, and we're just trying to work with her so that she can be adopted. She did really good coming in here. When we were out back there, she was trying to challenge me a lot and try to run past me. I just stayed kind of in front of her and encouraged her to come this way. It did take a little bit of pressure. I just kind of waved my hat at her, trying to get her to go, and she finally did. Getting in here, she did well. She actually let me get pretty close to her. She was thinking about getting past me, but she let me get pretty close to her. So like I said, I'm gonna give her a minute, just kind of settle in there, and then I'll put the halter on her and we'll get to work. So I am gonna open this chute up and let her come out. I do want to work a little bit on leading and just getting her comfortable with being attached to somebody, really. We did a little bit of work on this last week, so we kind of just gotta keep going on this. Because we have been working with Freya in the chute here, getting her comfortable with people for a couple months now. And she has been making progress just being able to halter her and actually touch her while she's inside the chute. So now we need to start working on leading and getting her more comfortable with those kinds of things. Now I already know she's gonna blow out of here once I open this up. So I do gotta be prepared for that. And once she settles, I could settle. Now I want to give her a minute before I start asking for anything, just to kind of give her a second to relax. When she goes to back up, I want to hold some pressure and try to get her to step towards me. And I have noticed if you put too much pressure on her face, she does try to fight it, bucking, kicking, jumping through the air, stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to keep it to under 10 pounds of pressure when I'm working with her, with other animals, other horses. Sometimes you gotta go to a little bit more. You always wanna start off light, and then you wanna build up. So right there, I probably got about 10 pounds of pressure. When she makes an attempt to come forward, I'll release the pressure. It's gonna keep going from side to side here until she takes a step, and I'll relax. Eventually she will start to learn that pressure and she will start to relax, but I don't expect this to be easy for her for at least another couple of weeks. You never know, next week I might come in and she might be doing really good with this. I really couldn't tell you for sure. It just kind of depends on how the animal perceives the session. If she just thinks this entire experience is negative, then you're going to be taking a couple steps backwards. And I don't really believe in pushing animals the first time that you're really doing stuff with them. I think you need to take it slow and really make sure that they understand, and make sure that they understand that you're not going to hurt them. If you try to rush through it, one, you'll miss things. Two, you could scare the animal. And especially with an animal like this, it's already scared. It's good to just take your time. Good girl. That's all we want to do. We just want to work on leading. If I walk, you gotta walk. That's good stuff. It really is. And this is something you can't really go into with like a time frame. When you start training a horse, you can't be like, okay, in 2 weeks this horse is gonna be picking up its feet, because you'll never get it. And say, okay, I wonder what we're gonna do today. We're going to start off with what we know, and we're going to see what else we can figure out. Now I do want to be able to reach down and start petting where that halter might be, and that's where the flag comes in handy. And I'm going to introduce this flag as I would to any horse I'm starting off with. Just going to get it out here. Go from side to side, and once she settles and doesn't have to toss her head with that, I'll stop, I'll give her a break. Might bring it up, let her check it out. And I'll just take it away. Start patting her head with it. Now, since I do want to get up here past her eye, I'll start off by doing that. We just go past her eye here, and I'll let it fall like it's nothing. You make a big deal out of stuff like this, it's gonna be a big deal. Good girl, that was good. And just because I say take your time with these guys, it doesn't mean always go extremely slow with these guys. I mean, they have to learn eventually that you're not gonna hurt them, and no matter what you do, no matter how you move around these guys, you're not gonna hurt them. So once she gets a little more comfortable with me, I will start to get a little bit more careless. Not necessarily careless with safety, but just kind of careless with some of my movements. So instead of trying to really be slow to make sure that they're good, I'll start getting a little bit quicker, more abrupt with things that I'm doing, just so they get used to those things as well. So like I said, I do want to be able to get up and touch that halter knot. So I will get this flag over here, and I'll pet her neck with it. And it might be different when I go to put my hand up there, because it is a different look, it's a different feel. But this is a good way to start that. So now that I got that, I'll go up and I'll pet her with my hand again. And I'll see if I can get over there and touch that. If not, it's fine. I can keep working on that. So if I can walk up and pet them and they don't move their feet, that means they're starting to get a little more comfortable. She didn't really take a step back that time, but she still had to move her feet. So I'll give her a break. I'll go again. She moved her feet. She did it again. And that time, nothing. So I'll bring her up here again. She's not going to do anything, I promise. She's just holding the camera. So we have had quite a few horses kind of like Freya here in the past. I mean, each horse is different. They will have their own issues, their own things that they really don't like. One I could probably compare to Freya, just kind of with the fear level, would probably be Carol. Carol, we really couldn't get anything done with her. You can get her caught and work with her and pet her all over, and she would just be waiting for her opportunity to run away. I don't think that Freya is as bad as Carol was. I think Freya can be worked with and she can learn things, but she just has been mishandled. I mean, going through the slaughter pipeline, we get a lot of horses like that have just been mishandled. They just don't want anything to do with people. So as a trainer here at Horse Plus, your job is to get these animals more comfortable to the point where they could trust people again. If I can get up there and touch the side of her face, I want to try to do the same thing. Like, she's not really moving her feet too much when I'm petting her forehead now that I say it, she is. But I just want to be able to get up to the side here. Maybe even move that halter a little bit on either side. Maybe get up here. Oh, I'm sorry, I went too fast, I know. But you got to get used to that. So if I can get up here and I could even mess with this halter knot a little bit, and then give her a break. She's gonna figure out that that's not gonna hurt her if I get over there, and I'll be able to take this halter off a lot easier in the future. Now I already know that she kicks if you get past a certain point, and that point is usually the middle of her ribs, so I might try to test that a little bit and just get her used to something touching her out there. That time she did pretty good, so I'll give her a break, let her think about it, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. I know, it's a flag, it's scary. Good girl. And the right side here is a little more difficult for her. And with these fearful horses, a lot of the times while you're working on halter breaking them, you also need to work on desensitizing. I mean, you could get these horses halter broke to the point where they'll lead up, but if they're still afraid of everything, you're not going to get much else done with them. Good girl. And she's really working through a lot right now. You can see just with the way that she's moving her feet, her ears are going, she's kind of looking for a way out. She's confused about the situation. So her mind is going, she's trying to get these things figured out. She's not a bad horse, she's just scared. So I'm just going to keep doing this here until she quits backing up, and when she quits backing up, we'll take it away. Another thing that you got to understand with working with horses like this that really don't have much work with them, they've been mishandled, is you can't be working them too long. They are eventually just going to shut down and you won't be able to teach them anything else for that day. So try to get to a point where you can end on a good note and not overdo it. So I'm really just gonna hang out here with her just for another few seconds, and then I'll try to work on getting this halter off. But she's doing a lot better. She's leading up. She let me get the flag down her, almost all the way down her rib cage on the left side. She let me get about halfway down on the right side, and I just kept working at that until she quit moving her feet, and she did really well with that. You can see right after I stopped too, she was licking and chewing. So she's understanding that I'm not here to hurt her. She's learning the things. She's learning it's okay for things to be touching her down there, and it's not a threat to her. So I am pretty much done with her. The only other thing that we need to get done today is getting this halter off her in a way where it'll be constructive, not, okay, the halter's off, run away bucking and trying to kick me. No, the halter's off. Just sit here for a minute, and when I'm ready, I'll walk away. Just want to show her it's okay. This isn't going to hurt her. And I've got the halter knot now. It's kind of hard to untie a halter knot with one hand. I don't know if you ever tried to do it. And this is something that we might need to work at for a couple minutes, just for her to understand that it's okay and it's not going to hurt her. I don't know how the halter was taken off of her last week when she was being worked with, but I am missing a halter, so I think I have some ideas of how they got the halter off of her. Like I said, I don't want her running away from me after I get this off. So once I take this off here, I'm just gonna sit here for a second. And the powder. And then when I'm ready, I'm just gonna walk away. Good girl. And that's something that we're gonna have to keep working on with her, is just getting her comfortable with people. I really need to have her as one of the horses that I pull in every single day, just so we can get her handled. I can't give you an exact time frame on when I'm about to just get up to her and catch her, but I hope that we can at least get that done within the month. But we got to go at her pace. If we try to rush her with it, it's not going to be productive for either one of us.